I went for the after party for a little while.
We are live.
Need a camera to get my good side.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you gotta watch out. That McRib's in the way.
Dude, let me tell you, man, Jorts has been eating his first McRib of his life. It's been a long time coming. I mean, I can't believe that you went this long without trying that delicious pork/beef/goodness. It smells delicious from where I'm sitting.
I tell you, we promised that we would air Jorts eating McRib, so we're not liars, man.
You know what
Despite Brent's protests.
Before I get your official review on
riveting podcast. I hope we run out of time and we just after Lindsey Buckingham Andreas.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andreas, we ran out of time. We'll get you next week.
Like that. Oh yeah, Lindsay. What's up with that? What's up with that? I do want your official review on the McRib before we start, and before you give the review, I want to say that they did not skimp on the onions. I think that makes the McRib is the onions on there.
I think it's the onions and the pickles on top. I think it's everything but the slab of, let's go with pork that's on there. And I was expecting it to have like that rib shape, which had really been bothering me because I was like, I know there are no bones in there. Why they make it look like there are bones in there with no bones in there?
Yeah, it looks kind of like a railroad track.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't. It's more flat.
Yeah.
There are a couple little protrusions, but I mean, it's so drenched in sauce that it's hard to tell like what the shape of the actual patty is there. Generous with the onions. And some pickles, which I like both of those on. And excuse me, as Katie noted, the mini sub roll is actually pretty nice. A sesame seed bun. Overall, it's been 30 years without a McRib. I mean, I could go another 30 years without one. I mean, I don't think I'm jonesing for another one like Homer was.
You can go another 30 years.
I think I could go another 30 years without one.
I disagree. I think you would crack another one open in about 4 years.
4 years?
4 years.
All right, you want to? Yes, sir. We also usual bet.
Yeah.
$1,000.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
I still owe you.
Yeah, you owe me like another $927.
Damn you, Ballsagna.
Yeah.
We also need Josh Del Carr if you're viewing, or someone cue off Josh Del Carr. We have a side bet about the McRib and you. So chime in. Tell us how many McRibs you have consumed in your lifetime. Settle another bet between Matthew and myself.
Yes, and be honest. I mean, be truthful. How many McRibs Josh Del Carr has had in his life?
Overall, the McRib, like I said, a scale of 1 to 10, it's right there around the middle. I want to say 4, but that seems like I'm saying it's bad. It's not bad. It just kind of is.
Are you talking about this episode of the podcast?
This McRib.
Oh, okay.
No, this podcast is going on.
It's off to a good start.
Yeah. Not too great, but not terrible. Just right there in the middle.
Yeah, just.
Hey, if you're still with us, we're 3 up, 3 down.
God, Brent, you're so negative.
I'm not negative. I'm positive.
You're still with us. No, people would tune out when I'm talking about a McRib.
Maybe. I don't know. There's a market for it, I'm sure. We are the official podcast of VA Peninsula Kickball, and let's talk about some kickball, guys.
Glad to have you back, by the way.
Oh, it's glad to be back. I'm glad we actually got to play this past week. Just another cold night, or it's starting to get
suspect.
Cold. Yeah.
I mean, I was coming from Williamsburg. Those clouds were chasing me down on 64. I was like, oh, man, please, let's just keep these going here.
Yeah, we did have to shorten a few of those 8:30 games because it did start raining, but it all worked out. We got it in there, man. We got some people dressed up for the Halloween theme, including the award-winning heads dressed up like Street Fighters.
I don't like to usually compliment the heads, with the shtick that we got going on, but you guys were lights out on that costume. I mean, there was 2 Kens. I didn't really get the 2 Kens. But
one was Akuma.
What's Akuma?
The from Street Fighter 2 Alpha, whatever.
Oh, he looked like Ken.
Yeah, he did.
But your Zangief was on par.
Thank you. I couldn't find a Mohawk wig. I was kind of upset.
Yeah. Silver's Ryu was also good. Jeff's
Guile.
I think Lenora was like a female Guile.
No, she was Cammy.
Yeah, I didn't watch a whole lot of G.I. Joe growing up. I can't
Street
name
There's
Fighter.
nothing to do with G.I. Joe.
or Street Fighter. All the
We
same
will
stuff.
get to the GI Joe.
How do you
I
watch?
Did you see the Van Damme movie though?
I did watch the Van Damme movie, and that's because of the late Raul Julia, who played. I think it's M. Bison. Is that the bad guy?
Yeah. What were you, a
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat guy or just a fruitcake?
Mortal Kombat more so.
Okay.
I wasn't a big fighting game guy. I like
Okay.
sports games. Road Rash was a good one. With the
Oh,
motorcycles.
hell
yeah.
Yeah. I just virtual fighter.
I voted for the Edward Scissorhand guy 3 times.
He looks so
Baraka.
lonely.
He had a group photo too. No one on Street Fighter. There was a dude dressed up as Edward Scissorhands.
Oh,
I went there through the link, and you know what? Damn it! I really respected his costume, like, the craftsmanship, and like his dedication. I voted for him.
It's a good
I mean,
costume.
Yeah, he wasn't going to win, but I threw my support behind him. I thought he
I like
deserved
it.
some love.
So he had here's what I'd done to make it better is that instead of a deflated kickball, I would have had like a popped kickball with the scissors actually through the rubber. That would have made it,
mhm.
in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Mr. Internet critic here.
No, hindsight's 2020.
Anyways,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about some of these games.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. The first, going into the 6:30 hour, we had Kick in a Box taking on Breaking Brad.
Kick in a box.
Kick in a Box came out on top 8-6. I actually was the stat keeper for this game, so I got a chance to see it. And Kick in a Box came out really hot right out of the gate. They just scored a bunch of runs in the first inning. I think they got 5 or 6 in the first. But then it kind of settled down a little bit. Breaking Brad settled down, got some of the yips out, and they were slowly chipping away at it. My man Ian Fluke had 2 home runs in this game, and they were not like.
Was it with that wind? That's that wind.
Yeah, on field 2, the wind was carrying out, and that definitely helped. One of them was deposited close to the pitcher's mound, and you actually see a lot of people actually got
You got it all 25 feet to the pitcher's mound.
I like
yeah,
how
no,
it's
the
deposited.
other
I'm kidding.
pitcher's mound at field 3. Yeah, a lot of people were cranking some home runs, but you got
It did, because I think we were playing on that field, and Stacy was gonna go grab it, and we're like, "Don't grab it! What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It has a live ball."
yeah. When you see it,
She was like, "Well, I don't know. Like, it's all the way over here. What am I?"
she's just
supposed
trying to
do?"
be helpful.
Yeah. Here you go.
I think that did happen in one of the games. Actually, no, it was the second home run. I don't know if it was one of your players or someone else. Someone on field 3 actually did pick it up, and Kick in a Box was like, that should be a dead ball, and the ref was like, well,
Yeah.
given
Really?
that it's like
Really?
200 feet away, I'll use the ref's discretion and say he probably would have got home on that.
That's right, man.
I was like, yeah, Ian got a hold of both of those. They were really, really good kicks. But overall, Kick in a Box looked good in that first inning. They had a 2-out. Like a lot of those runs were 2 outs. They had like 3 or 4 singles in a row. Christy Sutton, Justin Maidon, and Carl Schultz
Carl,
contributed.
so nice to see
I
you.
saw that coming.
So yeah, overall, it was a good game, a shootout. Breaking Brad said they just fell a couple out. They needed a couple more outs in that game, and maybe they would have been able to tie it up. But it seemed fun.
Well, then it wouldn't have been a fair game if they got more outs than the other team.
Yeah, that wouldn't have. Yeah, I would not have supported that.
Yeah. Why even say it?
I think a lot of us had Breaking Brad taking this game. Well, a lot of us being me and you last week. So,
Yeah.
Shame on us. Shame on us.
Good on you, Kick in a Box. Good on you.
All right, the next game in the 6:30 hour, we had Boom, your boys,
Boom shakalaka.
taking on the Resting Pitch Face. This one wasn't very close. Boom 12, Pitch Face 0. Jorts.
Trey Simmons with the grand salami.
Mm.
There were just a
Big
couple
Trey
runs
Simmons.
every inning. Just a solid offense was working. And but kudos to resting pitch face. They had a guy who played. He alternated charger and catcher, who was pretty good behind the plate. I think he was a lefty, kind of wild back there, but got a couple of our top of the order bunters out. I was impressed with his game. That's really much of all of what there was to say about resting pitch face. They suffered once we figured out the wind blowing out into right field, and that's where Trey's ball went. That's where several other balls went.
What was Ryan's home run? He had one too, didn't he?
Same thing, blasted out to right field, over the outfield. They were long balls. They were legit, aided by the wind, but that's not to take away from the fact they were shots.
Oh yeah, so gotta get a hold of it for sure. All right, we'll move on. Rumspringa versus Hotdogs and Tacos. We had Springer coming out on top, 10-2. Matt, tell us about that game.
We were on fire, son, because we were dressed as those firemen, as people might have seen. We had the yellow electrical tape and the plastic fire hats that would not stay on in this wind. It was crazy, man. It's like half of our costumes get blown out. But as we played on field 3, we were facing the wind, so a lot of it was blowing out to right field. Did not make for a good home run kick, if you know what I'm saying. But that didn't stop Jason Finkel, who brought in a couple of runs on a big kick. Hot Dogs and Tacos, we're not going to be denied. I want to mention Aaron Thompson, who had a home run, 2-run home run shot.
Nice.
Huh? Go ahead.
Yeah, just in the 6:30 hour alone, there were 5 home runs.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often.
Which, again, like I said, with the wind, was really tough. We had a great kick to right field. It bounced in front of our right fielder and went over her head, and the rest was history. So, but yeah, kick them in for us. Brian did a fantastic job at Charger. Had a couple of great plays there. He's working his way up into the starting rotating category there. Getting our swag for the Heads game for that makeup on Tuesday.
I had to work out with that man the other day.
It's tough.
Wore me out.
I know. Yeah, the dude is a monster.
He's good.
I don't know how
I hear that happens to a lot at Jungle Gym.
Yeah, no matter who I'm working out with, this is usually.
Oh god.
Usually I'm Max.
I'm not really one to talk, but I've had a little chatter.
No, I usually either work out with Matt or
when I used to go.
When he used to go, or PC when he used to go. But PC hadn't been there in a couple weeks either.
I'm sure they just don't go at a different time from you.
Yeah, maybe no. PC
all.
said he's been some kind of nagging injuries, getting some rest.
I'm the same way, man. My hip and back, man. Well, I got displaced pelvic.
So now my partners are like gone, so I always have to get paired up with some like beast that I don't want to let down.
We did that for you. Get you better.
Like when I'm partnering with you, I know I can if I need a break, I can take a break. But with Randy Devlin, I don't necessarily feel like I can take a break with Randy.
Yeah. Let me also recognize the outfield for Hot Dogs and Tacos. They had 2 girls playing left field and right field that were able to snag some pretty good kicks, in my opinion, that we targeted. So I don't know their names, but I want to recognize them. They played a fantastic job for HD&T. So.
What about your lady? I saw on the stats she was 3 for 3 with 3 RKIs.
3 for 3 for 3 RKIs. That must be.
I said your lady.
That was Katie? Man.
I was like, you got to think about that.
It, man. Well, I was saying, all Rumspringa ladies are my ladies. That's just real. That's my crew. But yeah, fantastic job. I heard that's kind of under the radar stuff. Man. I didn't even see that.
That's what it takes to play for Kilmer's Coyotes.
Thank you.
The Rumspringa reminds me a lot of the Coyotes, that Varsity Blues crew.
There goes my hero.
Oh God, I got so hyped last night when that song came on.
Our starters, we just plug and chug, baby.
Yeah, 2 moments when they start that collective soul. Oh, got a long way to run. He's like, better walk around this 6-pack and try and look like, yes, just please
I gotta
That song
download it and put it on the.
is everything
playlist.
I want to
Foot
hear
flavor.
when I'm playing sports. But yeah, you got rid of your asshole. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking on it. But no longer without your leader. Guys, step it
I gotta
up.
go to the store.
You give me a Jonathan Moxon type there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Taking your boys to the strip club for the game, then
always.
still just balling out. And you know what? When you got the heads this week, I'll get to that in a minute. But
I don't want your life.
man.
What? Did I step on?
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're
Sorry.
winning kickball tournaments on Saturdays in Hampton might have been your dream, but I don't want your life. I watched that at least 3 times. Like I got the one where they keep zooming in and repeat, I don't want your life.
Your life. Your life.
Yeah, that's just like, and Vanderbeek back as he always ready to poke fun at his career. I see when I look up Vanderbeek, I don't want your life. Like dude has redone it and just he's amazing. I will support anything. I mean, not that he's ever in movies anymore, but whatever James Vanderbeek is doing.
He's with that B in Apartment 23, and then that got canceled, I think.
He hadn't gotten a fair shot. Well, he did go to Brown after Kilmer threatened to take away his scholarship.
True that.
All right, let's move to the 7:30 hour.
I wasn't done with Varsity Blues.
We can continue it on through here. We had the heads taking on the recess rejects.
I see Brian Young is kind of your Paul Walker, Lance Harbor.
Oh, of course he is. Go ahead.
Well, yeah,
Really
heads. So this was a fun game. We played. Obviously, we were dressed up in the costumes.
Excuse.
No excuse at all. Going to give credit to the recess rejects. We definitely came in here like goofing off. We were picking positions out of a hat and all that. But
saw that.
This is maybe
Were
not.
you laughing the whole time?
We were laughing.
You were laughing together?
Yes, we
Okay.
were laughing together. But I'll tell you, this recess rejects team is probably not the best team to take that approach against because they got some kickers on that crew, and they were straight up.
Dude bombed a triple. He stopped at third. And I really thought, I can't remember his name. They've told me, although I've been a fan of the Rejects this season. So I've been following them, and I was over there watching this game. Man, I got excited for them. And then I saw they had Tucker and Dorsey coming up next. I was like, shoot, runners on like this. I saw Heads made a quick switch back to the starting lineup because those are 2 legit kickers you're coming up to see there.
Switch.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, man. We definitely. I didn't have a triple for anyone marked. I had a double for Tucker. That's all I had listed. But no, they had a couple of guys. Yeah,
you definitely got to third.
It wasn't marked in the book then.
All right.
Yeah, well,
If they ain't marked in the book, it ain't happening, man.
No, but I was like, after the 4th successful line drive in a row, I was just like, hey, the tying run is at the plate right now. Let's we might want to reconsider this. We had. I'm not gonna lie. We got a little nervous there towards the end, so we had to lock it in.
And the Rejects have been on a winning streak too. So
I was really impressed. Jason Benz went 3 for 3. He had a couple of really nice kicks. Just Joe Conway had a good kick. Brought in a couple runs. Just overall, I mean, they're better than I actually thought that they were. I mean, and
in the nerd costumes.
Yeah, they're looking good, looking like actual recess rejects.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That makes sense.
Another player of the game.
I couldn't get over. Sorry, just Amanda Hassel keeping those huge glasses on, like they didn't move. Like she got up there and kicked, ran out in the field, like those.
Those big Elton John.
Yeah, but they're sticking out on the side. I don't know how she was holding that. Sorry, that was my amazing.
Come on, Bulls.
I think she was the only one that wasn't in costume, though.
She had the suspenders and the glasses.
Isn't that how she normally?
You lead the jokes. To the experts.
I'll be the straight man tonight. Moving on, we have foul balls 10, chaotic KILFs 2. This one got broken open in the fourth inning. Brad Brooks and Steven Andrzejewski kicked back-to-back home runs. So another couple of home runs in this game. So that put the tally for the week up to 7 home runs.
I love names with alliteration. Brad Brooks.
Bradley Brooks.
That's a good name.
Kim told me about this afterwards. I don't know who was first with the home run, but there was a discussion with. All right, then yeah. Steven or Andrew?
Steven.
I know of it. Sorry.
His last name is Andrzejewski.
Thank you. So he said Steven came over and it was like, the only thing I can do to top that is just to not stop running. And so he kicked away and just went for it.
Was it one of those throwing the ball around ones?
I don't know about that. I don't remember all the details. But also a note, Matt, those outfielders, Jeremy Smitty got back to us.
Yes.
Megan
Knowlton and Aaron Small.
Yeah.
Megan's good.
Right. Yeah.
My peanut butter jelly teammate.
And Marilee, I'm going to give you a Dawson getting broken up with face real quick.
No. He just kind of like that. That was a good one. I like that.
I mean, my face would be like that if Katie Holmes got me too.
Yeah, that dude, Brad Brooks, man. 2 for 2, a triple, a home run, 2 runs, and 4 RKIs.
Brad Brooks.
Man, if you picked him up in fantasy, you had a good week.
Dude, he's kind of like Bill Brasky.
We got to get through these 4
right,
games so we can get our guest on the horn. We got Sneak Attack 11, Hayward KILFs 2-0. So the Sneak Attacks, fresh off a win in the previous weekend's Waka Kick Cancer Tournament as the Cancer Attack. They're hot right now, and they rolled over those KILFs who had been pretty impressive.
Yep.
Hey, good job, Kyle Lewis. 2 for 2.
Hey, Kyle Lewis.
I want to have a Kyle Lewis segment from now on. It's like where we showcase Kyle Lewis like for a good 45, 50 seconds.
And I'll sure get Jeremiah Newton because I didn't know he was playing. I guess I just hadn't seen it. I knew he was on the charity team. I just hadn't seen him out there, but he had 4 RKIs.
He doesn't have a huge
4 RKIs?
Yeah, I guess like me, he trimmed down. So, we're slimming up. All right, then another team at the top of the standings, like Sneak Attack situation. 6-1 over Kick Pitches Get Money. The hashtag was hyped about this one.
Yeah, it should be.
Because that's a good result for them. Not a win, but still getting a run against the situation defense and also holding them to 6 runs. So for an up and coming team like Kick Pitches Get Money, that's good effort.
Yeah, they actually did a pretty good job against the top of the order. I mean, Manny still got on. He hasn't made an out all season yet, but he's
a fast man.
Typically that situation top, they're good for 3 or 4 runs by themselves almost automatically to start out every game. And in this case, Kick Pitches were able to limit that, but once they got into the heart of the 7, 8, 9, that's when they started running into trouble with Eric Davis and our former kick-ass teammate
Larry.
Those dudes went 4 for 4 with 3 doubles, 4 runs, and 2 RKIs. So they were doing damage at that spot there. So no surprise. I mean, there's no weak spots in that lineup. But all in all, I mean, I think Kick Pitches Get Money. They're young and experienced. They're kind of new to the game still. They're learning a lot. They're excited about it, but you can kind of see that they take their lumps, and I think they're learning. I think that's progress.
Yeah, because I know when we played them, it was much uglier. So there's improvement within the season.
Yeah,
because situation definitely has a better offense. I
had a dream actually last night that Manny and me got into like a really heated argument. Like there was almost going to be a fight.
You and Manny?
Yeah. Yeah, Manny Anderson. Yeah, I can't remember what it was about, but it kind of hurt my feelings because I was like, "Yo, man, I thought we were boys, man. What's going on?" And he was like really mad, and I was really mad.
That would hurt my feelings.
Yeah, it's such a
Well, yeah, Manny never gets that mad at anyone.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So why was he so mad at me? I was like, what did I do to you, man?
But I'd like to see that kick pitches get money afterwards. Like as I was breaking down the fields, like they were hanging around and they were talking to some of the guys from the situation, and you can kind of picking their brains and everything. So I think that's the type of thing that's going to make them a team. Maybe not this season, maybe getting into next year. As long as they keep together. And,
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is just something in the neck here, baby. I think the biggest thing is
the neighbor's Wi-Fi or whatever
is keeping that team around. I mean, they, like you said, they stay together, and I know they brought a lot of newcomers on. So if they all got that bug, they got that itch, and want to make this thing happen, I really think, like you said, they could be a force here in a season or two.
They're just gonna have to keep everyone's hands off hashtag Big Jeff Schilt.
Hashtag loud talk. Hashtag lots of smack talk.
Yeah, just
hashtag hasn't had a McRib in 20
probably
years.
ever. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good one. You wanna hedge on the Del Car with Jeff Schilt?
Yeah. All right. Over under Jeff Schilt McRibs.
0.5. Like
0.05. I'm going over.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You definitely think he
absolutely.
Okay, all right. And then let's set a different line. I didn't know it was. I don't know him as well as you guys do.
I would say actually the over for Big Jeff Schilt would be like more like. Maybe 5 McRibs. I would still go over 5 McRibs.
All right, you want to compromise in at the same line?
What? Wait,
4? I don't want to. Well, I didn't want to say it, so he doesn't.
I'm personally under 5 McRibs.
Anyway, yeah, same line.
Okay.
In case anyone was curious.
Well, I mean, I was just hoping they would be honest about how many McRibs they've had if they can backtrack that. I know how many McRibs I've had.
We will see.
That's the sort of thing you tally on the wall. Like prison wall style, like scratching in the days. Yeah. You've been in this clink, scratching in the McRibs. You like scratch it in sauce.
Oh. Each sauce is a different color too. Who knows what they make it out of
like cave paintings of McRib sauce.
Put a mark in the drywall next to my toilet as I'm releasing it.
That's what I do with V-dubs. I'm like, my tally on V-dubs is just all over the place, like one of those sick, sadistic serial killer tallies.
You know what it is for me? Zero's Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh, dude, Dominic's.
Oh no! Why would you eat those?
Dude, I've been to Zero's.
They smell delicious.
I think that's what gets me.
I've had the cheesesteak maybe twice. I always get that Italian whatever.
All right, this Zero's. Their cheesesteak might even be better than the Suffolk one, which is saying a lot. But it doesn't have the downtown Suffolk Zero's. Man,
you're talking about the Newport News Zero's? Up there,
yeah,
by
Rich Neck
Road?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, you're talking about by Bank of America?
Yeah.
I used to go there for lunch all the time.
Oh yeah, but yeah, the one downtown Suffolk. When I lived downtown, it was all good. But then when I lived in North Suffolk, and I would go there, photo finish, baby.
Ballsagna 3, Fireballs 1.
I really thought Fireballs was going to come out here and take this. I think this might have been one of my upset specials, if my knowledge serves me correctly.
Biggest upset of the night, Mike Bailey not popping out of that Mr. Fantastic outfit.
You didn't see him? He was dressed up like the Human Torch.
Oh, I thought he was Mr. Fantastic.
I didn't do that.
He's a younger dude, so
I didn't do that stuff when I was
when I was little. I'll do it now.
Torch and whatever, Spider-Man, X-Men, all that jazz. I didn't do that stuff.
I was obviously surprising. This was one that was called after 4 innings because of the rain, but it was really good showing by the Fireball defense. I think that's coming along. Their team that's had some blowouts early in the season, so maybe they're starting to learn, get a little bit more experience.
It's a shame Mike didn't have any blowouts.
Yeah. But they unfortunately just not able to get that offense going. And that's against a veteran team like Ballsagna. They just couldn't get more than a couple of hits in a row, and that's what ended up really sinking them. But who knows what would have happened if they would have got back up to the top in that 5th inning. So it was tough to call that game, but it was getting pretty miserable out there. So it was hard to.
Pretty friggin' miserable.
Yeah, man. That cold rain. But yeah, all right. The last game we have before we get our guest on, where happened to my thing? We had
Hammerheads or Hammers.
Hammers 11 interventions. Yeah,
I thought this was going to be a whole lot closer.
yeah, I thought so too. But a couple of things. We talk about. I know interventions is more than just those last. That 4 free agents that they picked up.
Me and George
3
discussed by ourselves.
Yeah, they're more than that, but that's a big part of their team. It's certainly no secret that Trey, Bez, and JC are their best 3 players. Well, they only had JC there this week, so that factored in. But then also, more importantly, I think, is once that rain started coming down, we talk about being miserable. Interventions, they wanted no part of that, man. You could see them just be like, "Fuck this,"
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's get mercy.
Let's get to
the ball.
Luckies, man. That's what they were all about. So, like the 3rd inning just ended up it started pouring runs and water out of the sky.
Mhm.
So Brian Neal stood out. He had a home run. So I think we had 8 home runs total this week.
Brian really known for his bunting and speed to get on base. He got the big boot.
He
Yeah,
does
I
have
saw that in other games this year. He's been showing. I mean, I know he's a
Man's been
soccer
in the
player.
JG a little bit too. I've been seeing him working out there at that gymnasium.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only he'd pop a few McRibs, then he might really be dangerous.
You damn right.
God, I'm getting all up in these Brandon Silver engagement photos. All right, he looks like a villain in a Batman movie right there. But otherwise, yeah.
Stop paying attention to Brandon Silver,
Man.
Robin Steinhilber.
I can't help it, man. I love those
It's a
two.
podcast, man.
Well, I mean, they're great engagement
I do
photos.
like those ones in their Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, those are
jerseys.
pretty
Those
sweet.
are nice. Me and Katie were talking about doing some in Bears jerseys, but I ex-named that. I should have done that. I messed
No,
up.
you made the right choice.
No, I didn't. How good they look.
Well, what if you were a Vikings fan,
If I was a Vikings fan,
right? And you did engagement photos wearing Adrian Peterson jerseys, and then he ends up whipping his kid's testicles with switches.
is that what he did with? Was it?
Yeah.
I thought he
Well,
just whipped him on the legs and the butt.
he got him in his nuts too.
Oh.
So then all of a sudden you have
Big
your
ones,
engagement
big
photos of
ones.
you and this child abuser's jersey, or Ray Rice, or Aaron Hernandez.
I'm pretty sure that she would have wore a Cutler and I would have wore a Forte. So, or maybe my
How do you know they're not rapists or something?
Cutler?
Yeah.
Really? Matt
Oh.
Forte? Matt Forte's a saint. Cutler's, he doesn't care. He
Could've
just doesn't
gone
care
Walter
enough to
Payton.
do that stuff, man. Like,
Yeah, I guess you would have to go throwback.
I would go
Walter
classics.
Payton, yeah.
Someone who's been exonerated.
Or Urlacher. I mean, Urlacher is more of my time.
I'm just saying, with today's NFL, it's a risk that you got to consider.
Yeah. I would have done a picture with a Cutler jersey with me and a cigarette in my mouth. And the smoking Cutler.
Smoking Jay Cutler.
Smoking Jay Cutler.
All
All
right.
right.
I sent the invite. Andreas is installing something.
I like how you
So-
just released who our special guest is by naming his name.
I tagged him in Facebook too.
Yeah, I know. Why?
I announced it.
I like to keep these a surprise. I
So-
want people
All
to
right,
tune
I
in.
want Andreas to talk about Almost Famous because I'm pretty sure he's gonna have some great thoughts about that.
I advertise it because I want people to tune in.
I
So-
don't know what Almost Famous is. Is that with Ryan Reynolds?
No. It's the Cameron Crowe movie. They got
Is this with Tom Hanks?
no.
Nah, man.
Jason Lee is like the lead singer, and Billy Crudup are the 2 members of Stillwater.
Stillwater Tavern?
And the band, the fictional band in the film, or the kid. Well, he meets with Philip Seymour Hoffman, who's a writer for Rolling Stone.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. FPSH.
Yeah, and then he follows his band for the summer, like writing an article about him as this high school kid.
Oh.
Yeah, if you haven't
Do they
seen
eat
it,
McRibs?
there were no McRibs in the 70s. Like it's a period piece.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Frances McDormand plays the kid's mom. Like it's a star-studded affair. Like
I like
in
the 70s.
yeah, I think I really missed out on not being alive in the 70s.
I think we would have done really well in the 70s.
I think yeah, I really do. Like not
You
the
don't think you would've done
50s,
good
not
in
the
the 70s?
60s.
Nah, man.
I think the 60s I would have done good too, except for this whole draft thing. Like, not the NFL draft, like the war draft.
Yeah.
Man, I am not a war person. Like, I could not. If they drafted me, I would be in tough shit.
Uh-oh. I think we have him.
Well, Andreas will school you
I
about
see him
all
down
those
there in the
famous.
corner.
Andreas, you got to turn your microphone on.
This happens all the time.
And Andreas, the topic is almost famous. Go.
No, before you say go, let him actually get his microphone
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
We can't hear
You
you.
suck, Andreas. We can't hear you. You know I don't speak Spanish. Oh, he left. No, he's back. And he left again. Oh, you can put your mouse over there so that it takes him away.
Make sure you go up to the top and check your microphone under the settings.
Yeah. I want to just put Andreas up on the screen, and then we can just lip sync to what he's saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
he left. Hopefully he's coming back.
All right.
Yeah. What a waste of time that was. God. Is Andreas Spanish? I never knew
German.
that.
Say,
German?
Hey, save your questions. That's a good lead-off question. Oh, man.
He kind of looks Spanish, but Beyersdorf, yeah, like you were saying, yeah, German.
Yeah. Andreas, while we're waiting for him, one of the gentlemen of kickball, if there ever was one.
Yeah, give him a good proper introduction.
I will.
Yeah.
Like, just one of the first dudes I knew in kickball. So, we go back, it's been about 5 years now. Literally, like, before I started playing when I met him. So, like,
There we go.
yeah, Andreas, I was just talking about how we're OG. How you were one of the first dudes in kickball I met, and I was calling you the consummate gentleman of kickball, despite all of our pitched battles on the internet.
That's true. I went over. Can you hear?
We
Yeah,
had
we can
breakfast for
hear you.
dinner
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I went over to a girl I was dating's house, and there was this young-faced guy.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Continue.
There was a young-faced guy there with over at my the girl I was dating's house, and it ended up being Jorts. Okay,
So-
why am I so delayed? Never mind, I got it. Maybe girl. Girl, yes.
It was a bunch of dudes there for a dude swinger party.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, Andreas, for those who don't know him, he's the captain of Foul Balls. He's one of the longest.
Was then, is now.
Is now, yeah. One of the longest tenured players in the league. Came in, I believe, the fall of 2009, has played every season since, and has been with the Foul Balls, in addition to being with other teams and other leagues, and just an overall great member of this community. Thank you, and welcome to 3 Up, 3 Down.
Thank you for having me. Sorry for the delay. I had to switch computers twice.
After the loss of Justin Littell, like, the one man who I know you're blogging or writing about kickball is intermittent at this point, like my own, but one of the few other people, I'm really obsessed with myself, but I enjoy reading and hearing what you have to say, because it's just brilliant every time.
Oh, thanks. I patterned after your A Man in His Foul Balls, which obviously you stopped writing after you stabbed me in the heart and left. You were manager for 2 seasons, then you had to leave.
You should have just kept it going.
Maybe I'll bring back A Man in His Foul Balls just to.
Andreas, I started off when you got disconnected. I asked if you were Spanish. I have no idea your nationality. Your name is Andreas. Your last name is Beyersdorf. Some sort of European heritage. What are you?
I'm American. No, I'm German. My mom's from Germany. My dad's, was born in Germany. My dad's 3rd generation. So.
Very cool.
And so that's why I have the ridiculously confusing name.
I saw that when I was in your house. I love that Pabst Blue Ribbon. sign that you have up. I'm glad it's still there.
What I love is that framed cover of the GMOT.
That's it.
Right up there, yeah.
That's awesome. So, Andreas, you mentioned, so take us back to 2009. How did you get involved with kickball?
So it started, I was down in Norfolk at a party, and me and a friend were talking to this drunk girl, and she's all, "Oh, you should be on our kickball team." And she took our number, and then we never heard back from her. So then a couple months later, my friend said, "Hey, let's randomly sign up for kickball." We did, and we got put on the foul balls. I think everyone else on the foul balls knew each other, and me and my friend were the only randos on the team. So
nice.
Got stuck with them ever since. So
the drunk girl wasn't Jen Nardi. It was some other.
That was my immediate question.
But every other usually her. So.
So that's pretty cool. So you just signed up as a random free agent, ended up on foul balls, and then how long did it take you to actually take over this team? How did the coup go?
It wasn't. Wasn't co-manager until about 2 years in, and then for a while I wasn't manager when actually George was the co-manager.
Oh, you.
Officially, he was the co-manager on the second worst team in Wednesday history. I was not co-manager that season.
Yes, we were tri-captains that season. Don't even try and pull this shit again. Your name's on that too. And at the time, we were the worst season in kickball history.
Yeah. So then, 2 years or a year ago, I think Nardi left, so I took over.
Very cool. Keeping it going.
Yeah.
Question? All right. So tell us. So you've been in the league now for again.
Tell you about the mix. Is that what you want to know?
About what?
I may be the McRibs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I actually worked at McDonald's and had the privilege of making the McRibs.
Go on.
Oh yes, you have your McDonald's name tag.
I'm really up in this. Tell me about this McRib.
Like,
The inner secrets.
I want to say real quick, going into Andreas' house is like going into the best museum. It's
like
go.
a Smithsonian.
It's everything you want.
So I don't have too many secrets except for the fact that they come frozen. You grill them. You do the press grilling that all the hamburgers were made with, and then basically you put it into a bucket of the McRib sauce, and you just have it sit there for.
Why'd you put McRib sauce in quotations? What does that mean?
I don't know if the FDA allows it to be called a real sauce. It's I don't know what the definition of a sauce is. So
I just put about 3 ounces of that sauce in my body, and I'm gonna be okay.
Probably. And the shakes used to be made out of plastic, so no dairy in the shakes.
Krusty's gelatinous non-dairy gum-based beverages.
So how is work going? Do you still work there?
Yes, I am a manager now. It's all right.
Trifecta manager.
Manager at McDonald's.
I am the co-manager of the worst McDonald's franchise in history.
Oh, Jesus.
Andreas, I know you're sworn to secrecy about while we're talking about your job. I've always just I saw you on the news one night and this. All right, I've been watching a lot of G.I. Joe, and they have a weather dominator, and I can only imagine that's what you're working on for the U.S. government. And might I just say, I always respect just how, there are a lot of I don't know what I'm trying to say here, people that are super intelligent that are totally unapproachable, and you break that mold because you're a really cool dude. I'm crushing on you hard tonight. Yeah, awesome to talk to, and you're a doctor of atmospheric chemistry. holy shit! Like that's the thing I love about kickball. I hang with.
Hello?
Yeah, we can.
I missed a little bit, so I'm sure it was all great stuff that George was saying.
It was.
They don't allow me to work on the Weather Dominator, but
Can you get that going, please, man? We've had too many rainouts this season.
Yeah.
Well, after we move to the new field with the AstroTurf, we'll all be set, right?
Yeah, man.
Heard that.
Yeah, read about that in the Daily Press.
So it is nice. Actually, there's a bar at work called Afterburners, and recently they closed from one place to another building. And so the last night at the one building, and then the first night at the next building, I think there were about 10 kickballers in the bar, and it was pretty sweet. Tim Merritt, Kerry Rhodes, and quite a few other kickballers.
Very cool. Yeah, I knew there's a couple of NASA guys. Girls in the
It
league.
was like the old school Jaegernauts. That's how they were formed. Was a bunch of NASA dudes getting together and wanting to play a little kick at the ball.
So, Andreas, you were there. You're one of the OGs of the league. Tell us about what your observations are. How have you seen the league kind of change and grow? What was it like back in the day compared to now?
Yeah, when I started, we were at, Veterans Field. And I remember some games we didn't get to play even because they forgot to come and unlock the gates. And then someone would climb the fence or call the guy.
That was the worst, man.
And it has changed. I remember the one time I knew it was starting to get serious was when I was playing against the 5 o'clockers and Emperor's Club, and the pitcher intentionally walked the person in front of me, and I thought, wow, it's getting real. And I was pissed because I thought they were trying to get to me. But then they walked me to get to the girl behind me. So
yeah, we did that too.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that story as a movie of ball balls, I think I'd have about $12. It came up a lot.
I know. Well, they were pissed. They were salty about that. We ended up winning the game, and I remember Jen was like, "It's just kickball." I was like, "Well, then why are you getting so mad about it?"
I love this was 2010. That was still like a really legitimate argument.
It might have been that's where It's Just Kickball first got started. It's just kickball.
It's just kickball. I was like, why are you guys upset? If it's just
that was when you had the lineup on your wrist too. So
yeah, I had some secret plays inside too.
When did that go away?
The joke got a little old, I guess. It was just a pain in the butt to write the lineup. But inside the joke with the team was that I had like a QB wristband on.
Yeah,
a naked
I remember
lady.
you having that big.
I had some
thing.
Playboy photos on the inside.
Nice.
So I would open up the flap and look at the secret plays.
No, oh.
You know what? Because I see Tom Brady still wearing that thing.
Maybe that's what.
And I was like, why has Tom Brady got this playbook band? There's no way dude still needs to look at the plays on his arm. Like, you've been arguably the best quarterback in the league for 10 years.
He's biting off Brent Wentworth. That's why. You just keep your nudies in there, you know.
Are they all Giselle? Not the supermodel he's married
not.
to.
No, why would you have your own picture?
I don't know. He loves his wife.
Yeah, I love. No, I'm not gonna.
Just shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
So, Andreas, tell us about that magical spring 2010 team that won the Wentworth Trophy.
Which, FYI, before we start, that was my rookie season. So forever, like the Foul Balls, when they won that, I was like, the Foul Balls are the best team ever assembled. They are the champions of all time. Like, that was the first time. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was a good team. We had that was our second season in the league. We had a lot of people returning, and then we had some rookies. I think it was Jason Kidd's first season. And I don't know if he knew someone or if he just got placed on the team. So we had some, seasoned vets of 2 years and some rookie talent. And really, we were good from the start, even our first season. We could always beat Brent's team, Emperor's Club. Well, we'd always lose to 5 o'clockers, and then Emperor's Club would always beat 5 o'clockers. So it's kind of this triangle. And then in the playoffs, we actually avoided Emperor's Club or 5 o'clockers, and we played. I believe it was your mom in the championship. I don't know, but
I think it was Wilford Brimley. We got knocked out by Wilford Brimley, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Wilford Brimley that we played. So.
Yeah, that was weird. It was just the 3 teams that just traded wins constantly, or didn't trade wins. Like you guys had our number, we had the 5 o'clockers number, and they got you guys. So bring us so you go from the championship, and then you get jorts.
You made some questionable additions.
Yeah, so you guys bottom out.
We're going places.
You guys bottom out, and you become one of the historically worst teams record-wise in the league, and then
We had a good time, though.
Now, flash forward here in the last 2 to 3 seasons, you guys have been pretty good. Over 500 record, really battling in some close playoff games.
And it started with that Prezo pickup in the Air Force guys. I feel like that's kind of that turnaround that happened. I think Jesse Rogers was a part of that. So
yeah, how'd that all go down?
So what happened was we played, 3 or 4 seasons, and then some people started to move away, and then there were some breakups, and breakups go, so-and-so will play with our team, the other person will stay with the foul balls, and, we'd always get the worst of the two. And so we kind of went from having before jorts. This is before jorts. So we went from the championship to bottoming out, and then right at our very bottom is when we picked up jorts. And so he was there for the 2 seasons.
Bottom.
And I brought a shovel.
This was before the beard, so.
There. And then not another one for another 20 games. It's all right.
And yeah, it actually did turn around. Winter 2 years ago, so that would be 2012, we actually had a winter team, the only time we had a foul balls winter team. And we picked up some, I think Joe was just a free agent and a couple others. And just over time, people started not leaving the team, and we just slowly started getting better. And speaking of Jesse, who we picked up after the first draft, he had surgery on Monday, and he's doing well and recovering. So
good.
Hoping he does well.
Yeah, Jesse Rogers broke his leg in a VA Freedom game a couple weeks ago, so had surgery. Definitely wish him a speedy recovery.
Definitely.
Not good. Yes, because that was one thing.
Careful on them bases.
When foul balls was at the rock bottom, I know oftentimes I had to help out and kind of fill out the roster with some free agents. But I think it's a good. You mentioned Joe and some of those other guys and Jason Kidd that you guys got as free agents. Sometimes captains get really upset, and react poorly if I put a free agent on their team. But it's not the end of the world. You never know who you're going to get.
Yeah. And you were talking about Steve earlier, Andrzejewski. That's what I'm going to call him. He actually, he wasn't a free agent. He was friends with Kim, and he was moving up from Florida. And Kim said, "Hey, do you need another person?" And this was around the time that team slots were filling up. So I quickly said, "Yeah, sign him up." And he's actually been very helpful. He had the home run this game, and he's had quite a few good kicks. So, he was good, free agent sign-up.
Yeah, so all you captains, don't give me any guff when
That's
I put
right.
a free agent on your team, because it might be the next Steve or Joe or Andreas.
Mhm.
So
Or Jorts.
or Jorts. That's right. Jorts was a free agent addition to Kick-Ass one year.
That's right.
That worked out.
Very
Yeah,
true.
he didn't want me.
No, he didn't.
He
He did
did
not.
not.
He did not. That winter season, the same winter season that Foul Balls played, but Jorts went his separate ways. He's a free agent out on the market. I signed him to Kick-Ass, and I tried to sell it to Manny when he was like, "Well, who is it?" And I was like, "Oh, he's played with Foul Balls," and he was like, I was like, "He's new. I was like, he can kick. He's not that. He's not that bad from what I've seen." And then he was like, "Who is he?" I was like, the guy who wears the jorts. He's like, "Come on, Brent, man. Come on." Like, just the disappointment. I was like, "Hey, no, give him a chance. Give him a chance."
Come on, man.
I remember going into the last week of the season, we were short players, and I'd been kicking at the bottom of the lineup. And man, he was like, "Man, I don't know what to do this week." And Jesse Jones was like, "Why don't you put Jorts up there at 3?" And he was like, "Man, I'm not going to put him at 3. He's like, "I don't think he's gotten out all season." And man was like, "That for real, yo?" And I was like, "No, I haven't gotten out all season." He's like, "Okay." And then a lifelong friendship was born.
Yes. Andreas, what are your comments about Manny and Jorts' friendship?
Oh God.
Andreas, I'd
It's
rather
a
talk
touching
about our
story,
friendship.
and I'm tearing up here hearing the story. I was wondering why you didn't have a voice for Jesse Jones, though.
Andreas, I wanted to recount a story. When we were going through our posts back and forth that season, I left the Foul Balls, and I was putting together the LeBron James photoshops. You were doing the, I can't remember the name of the Cavs president letter, which was brilliant.
Yeah,
Like, that was
Dan Gilbert.
Dan
Oh,
Gilbert
yeah.
letter. And then we're at the bar, and I think it was like Bundy and someone, and we're talking to each other, whatever, and you walk away. And I hear this girl be like, "Don't those two hate each other?" And it just made my day. I loved it. We sold that extremely well. Like, we should be in pro wrestling because we sold that beef extremely well. But I hate you. That's a fact. Like, I don't.
It's same on both sides. People also think that we hate, or I hate Wade Brock too, but that's actually true. But that's true. So
I love how you got on board with the Wade Brock thing. Like,
For a long time, that was my favorite running joke. Was just the constant disrespect of Wade.
The way Brock started hitting the gym, and I didn't want to talk smack about him anymore because he might beat my ass.
Oh man, that's good.
Andreas, a question I have for everyone who comes on here. I guess we got to preview some games real quick.
We're
But,
just playing around that
yeah.
stuff.
And we don't have to.
We'll spit out live.
Yeah.
5-minute lightning round.
Okay.
I ask everyone, so I got to ask you, athletic background. How did it lead to kickball? How does it translate? Hit it. What sport did you play?
So
If any.
I basically played basketball all my childhood. That was pretty much the only sport I would play, seriously. Played it horribly, though. So I stopped playing that in high school after I was cut.
Heard that. I'm right with you, baby.
Hey, Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm still hoping to get back on the high school team, though, like he did.
Never give up, man. Never give up.
Yeah. I started skateboarding.
Yeah, and that's basically it. Basketball. I play a lot of other sports, or played a lot of other sports for just recreation. But that's it. So I don't have. The one thing is I don't have the sweet chest house like Gene has, and I don't get to use my ass for rebounding, which is the one thing I could do in basketball. Just shove people out of the way. So you can't do that in kickball. So it's a little unfortunate.
Andreas, I want you to we're just like, anyway, we could do this together alone in a bar. But you told me the greatest story about being a Lakers fan ever, and I won't make you tell it here because you probably don't want to. But we're talking about a man who shed real tears when Derek Fisher hit the three. Was that to send the Lakers to the?
I don't remember what it was. It was the .4. I know it was in the playoffs. And what happened was I was dating a girl then. I think it was 3 months into the relationship. And I think when we broke up about 3 months later, she said, you know, that was the only time I ever saw you happy during the relationship. And I thought, yeah, that's about right. So
you didn't have to tell it, but that story kills me to this day. So thank you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Andreas, one question I like to ask: you're cut from the foul balls. You are a free agent. Which team do you want to go to and play for Walker Peninsula?
Ooh. I don't know. I mean, if PBJT doesn't have a team, I don't know if I'd be accepted anywhere else.
All right, let's rephrase it. Which team would you want me to force you onto?
There's no acceptance. Just tell you where you want to go.
They have no choice.
You there, you play, you have fun.
No, I think now looking at the list, I think I'd want to go to Ballsagna. That's a fun team. I played with a lot of them before on Who's Driving Home, and that would be a fun team to play with.
For sure. That's good.
Hell yeah.
All right, so you ready?
Yeah.
George took a water break.
Yeah, take a water break.
We'll run through these games and just kind of we'll do a lightning round because we're already at 9:05 right now.
Yeah.
So let's start off first with kick pitches get money versus recess rejects. Kick pitches 5-2. The rejects 2-5. I'm going KPGM, but it won't be a blowout. It'll be close. I'll say 2.5.
Athleticism for KP, whatever. A big fan of the rejects, but too much this stuff. They'll win by 3 or 4 runs, but expect a good game.
Recess rejects put a lot out last week. And get money win by 4.5.
Andreas.
I think the same thing. Kick pitches get money. Good game last week, but can't do it twice in a row, so 5.
All right, moving on. We got interventions versus kick in a box. Interventions with a
kick in a box
3-2-2 record. Kick in a box. They had a big win this past week. They're sitting at 2-5. I think these are two teams going in different directions, man. I think kicking a box is on the rise. Interventions kind of fading after a hot start. There, so they're going to pull it interventions.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think interventions get back in stride. I think they win by 3 runs. Intervention 6, kick in a box 3.
Tough to call because of what's happening this week in the greater kickball community. Pick them because I don't know, but actually I'll go kick in a box, half a run. Just make it interesting.
Andreas?
I think if this were an NFL line, it would be a no line just because there's not enough information on who's going to be there for interventions. But I would go with 3 for interventions.
I don't say that every week, Brett.
No, I mean, you could say that about interventions every week, is that you just don't know who's going to show up. So.
Well, but it depends on... Anyway.
Especially a 6:30 game.
Yeah. Heads, hot dogs, and tacos. Andreas, what you got?
I think heads by 5.
Okay. After hot dogs and tacos, I got a little high.
George, I'll go 8-2 heads over hot dogs and tacos.
All right, I look forward to the game.
Hey, we're KILFs 2 versus Rumspringa. Talking about two teams, Rumspringa was up rebuilding on their way back up because you've been putting together some good games. Hey, we're KILFs too. Definitely a team on the rise. Two teams there in the middle. Like, this is at the beginning of the season, you don't say this is an important battle, but now, this is an important battle.
Yeah, KILFs is at 4-2-1. Rumspringa is at 5-1-1. So this is an important battle, jockeying for seeding.
So this could a KILFs win will throw them right up in the mix above the Springa.
They had a tough loss last week, 11-0 against Sneak Attack. So it'll be interesting to see. They had a lot of momentum going into that game. Obviously, it was their first loss. It'll be good to see how they rebound against another tough opponent in Rumspringa. I think the experience wins out, though. I'll go Rumspringa by 2 runs.
Yeah, I still think Rumspringa gets the edge, but KILFs can kick the ball around. Two teams that can do that well.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good game.
Andreas?
Sorry. When we played...
Sorry.
The hell?
Sorry.
You know, shut up.
I have a bit of a coughing fit.
Yeah, it does, man.
When we played against them,
balls.
when we played against them, KILFs had a good game. Kind of surprised and played against them before. I'd say pick 'em.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
Yeah.
Oh, Andre,
Maybe
you know what?
see
We'll
actually
come back to
false
your
on
game. Because we got interesting games all across the board here. Breaking Brad, resting pitch face.
It's a matchup
Ooh.
between the 17th and the 18th place teams.
I've given up completely on resting pitch face. Completely. Breaking Brad by 3.
Brad, they showed some explosiveness in the last game. Like I said, Ian kicking some home runs. They managed to get a pretty consistent base running. But gosh, man, resting pitch face, they have to see this game and see it. They're 0-7 right now. They have to see this as a good opportunity to get that first win. I'm going pick 'em. I don't think they'll get their first win. I think they'll get their first tie.
Oh.
I think they'll get their first non-loss.
That's a good pick 'em then.
Yeah.
Andres.
So I was looking through the stats earlier, and Brent, you mentioned Ian. He actually has 6 RKI and 2 home runs. So that's pretty impressive. I'd say breaking Brad by 1.
I like that. I'm okay with that. All right, moving to the 8:30 hour. Like I said, we'll get back to your game because we want to give you time to
Yeah, we don't want to rush that.
pontificate. We got Boom in the situation, 8:30 on field 1. Sitch still sitting at the top of the standings. Boom just a little bit behind.
I am the home base ref for this game. I will not be making picks because I have to be unbiased. I don't want anybody to think that I sway my decision.
No one should question your integrity, my friend.
Analyst Matt would say situation by 2.
Yeah, I would say I would agree with analyst Matt. I think situation
Analyst Matt.
is probably gonna. I don't know 2. It might even be a little bit more than that. I mean, it's hard to say. I think if the line was set at 2, I would definitely bet on the situation to cover that. So I'll go there. But Boom, I mean, they got talent, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those games where situation is looking forward to the tournament in San Antonio this weekend. Boom might catch them by surprise and put them on their heels a little bit, humble them a bit before they go down.
The thing with the Boom squad, sometimes the offense stays at home when we leave and come to the stadium. So it all depends. Could be a really good game. Could be a situation seeing one of those like 5-0 wins that you seem to get with them, like in circuit games and tournament games. When they come to play, it's like it's a methodical. It's 2 to 3 runs from the top of the lineup, and those 2 innings they come up, and then they shut you down.
It's that Chinese water torture.
Yeah, man, like
drip, 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 drip.
they're good at what they do.
Yep.
So I would say Sitch by 4.
All right.
Ooh, that'd be a good line. Like 3.5,
I think
4. Like,
that's one where it would start to
Yeah.
make me think about which
Yeah.
one I should go. Like if you give me 2, I'll bet on it. I'll bet right now. Sneak Attack 6-1 taking on Ballsagna 4-3. This is another good game potentially. I don't know. Sneak Attack is just they're pretty dominant right now, so I'll go Sneak Attack by 6, but I hope it's closer.
Yeah, I got a Sneak Attack by way too much.
Andreas or George?
I got a hiccup. So, Andreas.
I would go with Sneak by 5. Ballsagna had a closer game than they thought last week, but I think they'll come out, but they can't make it too close, I don't think, against Sneak Attack.
Yeah, a lot of it probably is going to depend on their play at Charger. You know, if you get that Wes McLean out there, strong arm, sometimes can be a little off target. But if he's on target, man, he's right up there with one of the best Chargers in the game. So if he's on point, I think that's the key for Ballsagna to potentially pull off an upset. Fireballs 1-5-1 taking on the Chaotic KILFs at 1-6. Another lots of evenly matched teams this week. I like the way the schedule kind of worked out here.
I am going to go with the Fireballs. I went with them last week for the upset. I'm going to go with them again by 1 run.
I like the Fireballs as well. I think defensively they're improving greatly, and I think that offense is a struggle for the KILFs. So I think this is a bad matchup for them necessarily at this point in the season. So I'll go Fireballs by 1 run.
Not so fast, my friends.
Ooh.
Got it, KILFs. Ready to throw bows. Ready to win this game in a 6-5 thriller.
Oh, the big offensive.
Thriller at the War Mamilla.
Manila.
Andreas, what are your thoughts about Fireballs versus KILFs?
I'll agree with Brent and Matt and go Fireballs 1.
All right.
What have y'all been sipping on, man? You got hiccups.
Yeah.
Andres is over there dying.
Maybe you guys are the ones with the hive mind.
Yeah, man. Come on, guys.
I'd much rather prefer that Andreas have the hive mind.
Maybe some salsa water or something.
All right.
Here we
so
go.
let's talk about your game, your foul balls, sitting at 3-4 right now, trying to make it to 500, taking on a tough opponent in the 5-2 Hammers. Andreas, what are your thoughts about your team in this game?
No, last week we played Wolves, which not quite the level of the Hammers to say the least, but it was a good game. Got us, back in the swing of kickball. We hadn't played together in 3 weeks. Where I was especially impressed with some of our girls, the bottom of our lineup, the first time around, we got 3 in a row, basically loaded the bases. To get in a run that I actually kicked in. But Hammers are tough. We're going to be missing Jesse, obviously, and then Mark Flores is out of town, so that'll be a hit also. So, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's a big loss there, especially when you're going up against a good lineup. That's the like the Hammers. So
Good lineup, man.
I'm gonna go Hammers by 16.
I'll go Hammers by 4.
I will go. Fuck y'all all straight in the
There it is.
butthole.
There it is.
My boys, the foul balls, coming out. Hammer down now. Hammer down now. Hammer down now.
Now, if the foul balls are able to pull an upset here, I do expect to see a return of the man and his foul balls.
Done. Not only will you see a return of the blog, a man and his foul balls, you'll see a return of me to the foul balls.
Ah, you're a front runner.
No,
No.
I will be on the foul balls next season at Kickball if they win this game.
No straight.
So wait, yeah.
With 1 week left in the season.
You know what?
I'm
Fine.
gonna
If
be
you
able to
can make that happen, yeah, I'll do that.
I can make anything happen.
I get on like without Jesse Rogers, they need another big angry guy.
We've
Done.
been going on for a long time, and I feel terrible that we did not address one of our longtime fan, Meryl Lee's questions at the beginning. Was the Spice Girls? Obviously, it was 18 years ago. The album was released. Our favorite hit single from the Spice Girls. While we were talking here, a little research, I had to find out what my favorite single was. But I remember the music video. They were in like a desert area and they were singing. So I just typed in Spice Girls Desert, and my favorite single was "Say You'll Be There."
That's a good one.
That was my favorite song.
I got Andres is here. I got to go original. It's "Wannabe." That's a good. I like the good song. You know what I mean? I don't know.
If you want to be my lover,
you gotta fly.
friends.
Gotta fly. I love Sporty Spice.
As a teenage boy, in the dawn of the
You're
internet.
still a man, boy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
As a teenage boy in the dawn of the internet, I was appreciative of any Spice Girls video that came on MTV.
Heard that, especially that Posh Spice.
I don't get the big like Posh Spice thing.
I like the favorite Spice Girls
Song?
video. Song?
Sorry.
No, don't need to.
Yeah.
Sorry, I skipped over a little bit there. I
Apologies.
don't really have a favorite song. I guess I would have to go with "Wannabe." The only thing I remember about the Spice Girls is the movie and the fact that they had Meatloaf as the bus driver, and that was the only part of it I liked. So,
Who was the bus
Meatloaf,
Oh, nice.
the singer. And at one point he says, "I would do anything for love, but I won't do that." So that was the only thing I remember about the Spice Girls.
I gotta watch this movie. All right.
Yep.
Were there other questions? Oh, I guess we wrap it up, man. We're
Hold on.
9:20.
Let's see what else is in there.
I really got
Talbot wanted to continue the G.I. Joe discussion. We clearly don't have time for that. Check the Facebook. AJ, a bunch of things about indie movies. Nope. Nope.
That's it. We've covered it all.
McRib, Varsity Blues. The upcoming teaser for the upcoming weeks, or maybe the all season. Mary Bang Kill 3 Up 3 Down crew, because yeah. Ryan Schmidt.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's ask Andreas that. You have to marry, bang, and kill one. What do you do, like, out of us three?
Well, I'd kill the person who left my team and broke my heart, and then I'd draw straws for the other two. I don't know.
Wait,
You got to go with the one-night stand versus the financial security.
Hold on. Did you say he would kill me?
Yeah, you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah. You're,
After all the nice things I
It's
said
really
about
up
you
to-
tonight?
It's really up to what Andreas wants to do.
I
Brent.
mean,
He wants the one taste of one of us, Brent, or if he wants to taste us forever. That would be.
I like Brent's beard, and he can do more for the foul balls in the league, and maybe give us a nicer schedule next year. So I'd marry Brent.
You would hit me and quit me, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
That's fine.
You are sexy.
I will take one night of sodomy versus a lifetime of sodomy. You're welcome, Brent. Have fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I will.
Enjoy that P and the B.
Jesus. All right. Well,
This, of course, is after a respectful period of mourning after my
Shut
wife
up.
has passed away.
yes.
An appropriate amount of time mourning.
Yes.
You know,
Andreas,
in this scenario.
Absolutely.
is there anything you've ever wanted to say to the league?
No. I'll wait out for that when I'm really drunk sometime and write an angry letter to the league.
I love it, man.
I look forward to that.
Thank you so much, Andreas Beyersdorf, our guest tonight. the foul balls. Wish you good luck on the rest of the season, and we will sign out. 3 up, 3 down.
Great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Peace.